Most welcome to the Voice of Evolution. For November, I have quite some ideas that will come to the forefront because it's going to be a month unlike any other month ever witnessed, which is actually quite the obvious. In October, we had a great transition into the golden path of ascension and actually opening new pathways that benefits you, your families, and any acquaintances you may have. So everything happening is a bit more bigger than we oftentimes think it true. And so I would strongly advise cut down your radio, do not listen to the media any longer, because from the moment you listen, your brain, the nervous system in your brain, takes up that information and equals out with that information. No matter what, it keeps on cycling. So here in November, it's the ultimate month for you to move into a brand new life, no matter what is happening in the outside world. Even though days are getting shorter, less light is in the outside world, for you to see how much more light you can configure in the outer atmosphere from the light of self, from your spark, your spirit, your source, direct alignment. So here there's a strong request from the spiritual realms not to depend on anything anymore, but really investigate your true light and upgrade through that, instead of asking for assistance, instead of praying, instead of asking the energies of masters to run through you. You can become a master yourself, because all of that belong to the old world. If you want to become a master, you rise into ascension, into the crystalline grids that continually squeeze out dualism. And quite naturally, then everything that is happening with the so-termed occult virus is coming to its highest point in history. And if we look at the better things happening, as we had a good look at how governments treat us, we had a good look at the pharmaceutical industries, we had a good look at doctors and how much they lie or speak their truth. So I think it's a great time also to encourage people in your network of connections and assist wherever you can, as much as you can actually, to help them rise above present consciousness, because we need to cut down really in November all of the old crutches and surrender to divine consciousness that does not allow fear. It does not allow lower natures. It does not allow low mentality. And so moving out of stuck patterns entails as well moving out of your own restrictions, moving out of many old disturbances in the brain, which can easily be done through the crystalline Christ light and the invisible way, the white way, and the cream way, which is very high in vibration actually. And open that up in every gland in your brain, along with the biggest transition, that is the lavender way. The communication is coming back, and that can go massive, be it through the internet. It doesn't really matter at this time. What matters is that you rise into the ascent. And so because everything else is truly going to knock you down. So a lot more people will be leaving the planet, unfortunately. And so, because nothing will remain the same, and it's important for you also in November to truly understand why. Why can you no longer have any fear, any resistance, any old relationships, anything old that clings onto the old? Is because the crystalline grids that are grounding worldwide will not allow that lower nature to live on the planet, and until 2022 that will keep on growing and growing. And what it means is when you have these lower vibrations and you don't seem to be able to get out of that, that will truly cut you down. So get into your power. It's all about self-empowerment, self-mastery, and teach yourself how to work with light, how to upgrade with light from the inside out, and especially work that light through the central nervous system and the glandular system, which is so, so important. And then you will feel many new light earth components connecting to you. And so trusting your intuition is trusting to open up to the telepathic wavelengths, and trusting your communication. I would strongly suggest to write that down and to just do what you hear. And of course, I have a lot of courses, even from the beginning point in meditation, because your daily meditation is going to be your medication, in which you can even breathe vitamins and elements, which is called mana. And as the earth cannot provide for the necessary minerals at this time, since we are repairing the soil and many, many nutrients along with all the elements, also connecting with many, many divine light species beyond the galactic core, will assist a lot in moving into the ascension path and feeling the waves resurrecting from cells into your wings of power. And so that also means that the eye in the sky, aligned to the eye of the divine in the glandular construction, and refining that will bring through a lot more designs than we ever anticipated. So just do what you can, but get out of the old crutches. It has nowhere to go. And another thing I noticed or I hear is that come up with new suggestions in business. Connect to business people in businesses and offer them new services in order to get you running. And no matter your skills and capacities, it's a time to communicate and get that really, really strongly down until the end of the year. So because yeah, you really need some questions to ask yourself. Do you want to remain on this path, or do you want to upgrade in your true frequencies? And yes, of course, I understand it does take some work to at least get in your celestial vibration, in which you do not feel the loneliness, you do not feel cut off from the divine and all that. Instead, you realign directly, and you can hear even the soil moving. You can hear the elements talking and bringing through exactly what you need as an individual. It's a fact. I mean, breaking the old narrative and surrendering to your true spirit is not enough. It is the connection, the coding into the intelligence of your spirit that you are being requested to do, along with the vibration. When you are directly connected to your source, I can speak wild about this. You know, even last year, I would be in meditation, call for my source, breathe it in, call for my spark self, my spirit self, and I would go on and on and on, just aligning for hours until I said to myself, damn, no, I want to be with myself. I want to know what it is like. Like if you align to your source for the first time, it will quite naturally open up in your glandular system. And when you upgrade in light consciousness, such as the celestial embodiment, the universal bodies, then you realize that becomes a heart vibration depending on the work you've done. And all of a sudden, I felt such a big wave. My source in my heart, I thought my heart was breaking into pieces. That was so, so strong. And also, it's more like a security system. When you have questions and you talk directly to your source, or if you say, I'm asking my source, whatever you're asking, then you can be pretty damn sure you're getting the right answer when feeling that pulsation. Otherwise, people sometimes do not trust enough, or it's like a trampoline, you know, you have faith, you get blown out of your faith and all that. And so moving into a universal constant is really advisable in the month of November. It's about that thick Scorpio energy, that white ray, the great white dragon that has resurrected many years ago. I believe it was only in 2015. So nobody could rise into ascension before that was repaired. And also beyond those 12 creational ways, we can easily move into the ways beyond that, the 10 higher ways. And so there is really, really nothing to complain about when being aligned and opening up new creative ideas through what? Through communication, and bringing more love to the forefront as Venus aligned to the galactic core of Andromeda brings through higher levels of dialogue in which we allow a higher level of respect and integrity that will be felt. Just not really communicating on that very low vibration of mentality or very mundane, but what is strongly suggested is to try out new communications, because in the end, universal rules are completely 100% merging with the earth frequencies, in which the earth will be termed light earth and no longer earth. And as it is the planet of peace, so it's a very important planet that moves into ascension, because it's important to all the other planets, all the moon vibrations in our galaxy, and reason why we didn't go into oblivion yet. So we need to do that truly together, and we can. So also for those not knowing how to start out. I have short foundational courses how to set a crystalline grid with the right crystals from the right country and opening up your chakra system to those frequencies that are being required right now. Either way, an individual session on Skype in which I truly realign the spinal column, your breathing system, so you can breathe far beyond the dual measures that is strongly encouraged as well. And from here out, I see a lot of designs with dragon vibrations, but also new geometrical patterns coming through, in which the floor in your grid, like everybody has a floor, it's a grid is an architecture, like your home, like your house, so you can decorate your grid. You can put elements in it, trees and flowers and crystals and gemstones and the herbal kingdom, whatever you would like, the animal kingdom. And then you will see how close they have come and how eager they want to communicate and connect through you through many languages of light. It's the English language is a language that can be felt. There is a sign language that comes through many beautiful worlds. So here also, do not cut yourself down, please. Believe that you can do it. Believe that you can live in light and just refine yourself to the higher frequencies. So for myself, I did see complete crystallization of my body. I didn't see before, like it was completely transparent. And I have this with me for like 5 days now. Around it, I have an amethyst 6-pointed star and waving that green light go through. Remember, invent to create, create to invent. It's the age of new inventions. It's green light go. It's opening up to the absolute, which is such a high level frequency, but essentially it's all about recreating the architecture of this world. And so all that lower mentality needs to leave the equations. We cannot allow any fear, anxiety, distress, suppression, depression in the brain anymore. And thus for every little emotion or mental degree in our brains, there is a divine will solution for elimination or subtraction. And once you start working with it, you can feel the releases. Like if you be able to work like 1 hour a day in the release factors that are coming through so strongly. I have like for every organ, the central nervous system, the blood circulation, the skeletal construction holds on to so much old crap. And I have a meditation for that, completely in alignment with the divine, working with at least the 12 first ways of creation, should you be willing to be initiated in the eternal vibration of light, the eternal being, and remembering how you can work with light and how your skills can open up into new atmospheric conditions, meaning your complete lifestyle in November could change depending on your input. And so then there is armies of light just being thrilled to assist you and upon you asking them. So then you will see when you start to do your work, the hand of the divine intervention is everywhere. And unfortunately, what will happen is I strongly hope, with this being said, that you find the strength is a code, that you find the courage is a code, to open up to self-love is a code, and it's all of them very individual. And once you can do that and you move full time in the expansion of your inner psyche and allow yourself to download your particular information, there is no end stopping you. Because if we move from the great white way into the dark purple way, where the Sagittarius energy, Jupiter, all these moons, just look that up, the moons around Jupiter, when they open up in the water flow of your body, you will be in the flow like no time. It's about working a bit more with the water composition of the body, which is pure emotion. And so yeah, looking towards the end of the year in December, then everything is running in the very high disciplined atmospheres of Capricorn and the detail that is coming through. So expect a lot more truths coming through, a higher level of yeah, faith is going to be needed, but also just telling yourself, hey, just keep in balance. Call for the golden balancing scales. Just breathe that through wherever you are during the day. Balance out every single second and don't let yourself be cut off by some lower frequency that has nothing to do with your beauty. Beautiful gentlemen, beautiful ladies. It's this time of gathering is bringing through the last part of its division lines. And so let's move in whatever your source is bringing through. That's all you're being requested. So bringing some devotional, respectful time to your source and asking what you need to do at that particular time. And that will reveal that your truth is a lot more higher than you anticipate. And we can all do it if we are willing to move out of stubbornness, resistances, fears, and are allowing to subtract or anything in our brain that keeps us in these stuck patterns that keep on recycling the same old thought forms. So if you go outside during this time and you are surprised of what you see, it actually means a little you already disconnected, because the outside world can't surprise you. And when you have that feeling, you can keep truly in your joy, in that beautiful vibration that you are. It is just keep on trusting you are being held in the arms of the divine at all times. Okay, thank you for connecting. Thank you so much.